having more LGBT people and Black LGBT people in representation. It's so important because people really feel like having LGBT characters in cartoon kid shows is just too much. But that's you sexualizing people who just want to exist. Because the same thing can be said about all the other things, all the other cis hetero people who are in cartoons. Y'all have no problem shipping two cis hetero kids. Why can't it be LGBT kids as well? It just doesn't make any sense to me. My channel has a first name, it's called Fashionista. My channel has a second name, it's Dia. I like to react on some days, and if you ask me why, I'll say my fans inspire me every day to be myself each single day. Hi diamonds, what's up? I am Dia, also known as Fashionista Dia, and welcome to or back to my channel. Okay, so welcome back. And I'm not gonna make the intro long today because we know the drill. I don't know when this video is gonna be out. It's supposed to be out this week. I don't know. I'm planning, it may be out this week, but I have another video planned this week, so it may not be out this week. So if it is, I'm sorry that I could not get out the week that I said I was going to get it out. But it's still Black History Month. So happy Black History Month, period. I'm still gonna get this video out as quick and within the same month. I didn't actually have a plan for Black History Month this month. Last year I did a video and I was like, you know what, maybe I should make this a yearly thing because there's so much I want to talk about with Black culture and Blackness within cartoons because that's my realm, you know, and like animations and stuff. So I was like, I want to talk about that. And of course, LGBT culture, you know, because clearly. And so I said, why not just do both? So, and last year I talked about Black women in cartoons, and specifically Aisha from Winx Club, because you know she's one of my favorite characters and from one of my favorite TV shows. You can click up here, click the I button, and you'll watch it. And yeah, it's just a rant. So I thought, why not have another rant this year on like this year's thoughts? Because I was like, what should I talk about this year? Last year was Black women. This year, it's still gonna be Black women because always protect Black women, period, on this channel. And yeah, but today's focus, I wanted to talk about Black cartoon characters and specifically Black LGBT femme kind of characters. Because, you know, my channel is more on the girlier kind of side of cartoons and animations and stuff. I'm girly, can't help it. You know, even though I don't like put on like outfits and things, like I don't feel like getting dressed up just to take it off. I want to be as real as possible for you guys. If I feel like putting on an outfit and makeup, I do it. But I like being real. I like having no makeup and glasses. This is me, bitch. This is me, okay? That's why I came with y'all bonnet. I wanted to give you blackness, dark skin, real blackness, bitch. This is me in all my videos. 99% of my videos is me, just being real and raw. And you guys love that. I don't know why, but you guys love it. So I just thought, why not go ahead and continue it on this year? So this year's goal is to talk about Black LGBT characters in cartoons and animations. And I was watching Black cartoon characters and I Googled and YouTubed Black cartoon characters and I was like, why isn't there any characters? Like there's no like LGBT Black characters. Like they're and the ones there are, they're all like Black and gay. Like there's not a diversity. There really isn't like a diverse. And the ones that we do have are debatable if they're good representation. You know, it's kind of sad. So we're gonna get into it later in the video. So to all the people who are not new here, what's up, my dazzling diamonds? But if you are new here, hi, I'm Dia. If you want to, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see more of this melanin, because why wouldn't you want to do that? And without further ado, let's get straight into this video. If you want to support my channel, my Patreon is in the description box down below. And yeah, girl, get into it. So I have my notes here and on my phone because I just have so much references and notes, and I just wanted to give a little rant on like, why aren't there fucking more Black LGBT characters in cartoons? Like, cause I know why there isn't any, but like, you would think with like BLM and Black culture becoming more and more prominent every year, they would do it. And it's becoming more, Black characters are becoming more on screen and like in TV and media and stuff. But like, Black LGBT people still are ostracized from the community. And it's like, we like, as a Black LGBT person, I want to like talk about this. Like, it's just a lot. It's really a lot. Intersectionality, honestly, it's just in one word, intersectionality. I was gonna go through and talk about this because like what inspired this video was Toon Tarif, I believe. I forgot his name. Hold on. I searched Black cartoon characters on YouTube, and I was just like, I'm curious, how many Black cartoon characters are there even in like media and just in existence? So I googled, and Toonrific Tariq, and I follow him. I watch Toonrific Tariq, and I watch Mars Review. Those two are like the top videos that pop up when you search Black cartoon characters. And it was interesting because his video was so good. I would suggest you watched it. It's what inspired this video. And him and Harriana Hook. I don't know if you know who Harriana Hook is, but she is the GOAT within Black LGBT and just Black people when it comes to cartoons. Like, she's just like me, raw and real, and she speaks. I love her. I love her. And if you want to go subscribe to her, you should. And you probably are. You guys probably are, because she's part of the reason why I like do talk about cartoons and stuff. And you know, she talks about this as like, you know, like a adult, I guess you can say, whatever, who watches cartoons. And she talks about this a lot. And I love her videos. They're so good, especially from a Black perspective. And yeah, she inspired this video a lot, along with Toonrific Tariq. And so, yeah. So basically, I just wanted to like bring my hint, and while watching his video on Toonrific Tariq's channel, it's good. Like, his video hit all the nails, and I suggest you watch it before you watch his video, because it's not gonna be like, this is not gonna be that kind of video. I just wanted to like add my own element of just LGBT, because he talked mainly about kind of Black male cartoon characters, and he touched a little bit on Black female and LGBT and stuff, but like he didn't go into depth. So I really wanted to like bring my own spin and just talk about Black LGBT characters in cartoons and just how non-existent they are when talking about Black cartoon characters. I mean, we exist just like other Black cartoon characters, but then again, I also understand that there already isn't Black cartoon characters within media and cartoons. So like, if they're not showing cis Black characters in cartoons, they're damn sure not going to show LGBT ones. So I understand that, but I just wanted to bring my own spin and talk about it. You guys know that already. We're very all Black Lives Matter on this channel. Basically, when I was Googling, I was like, it got me thinking, how many Black cartoon characters that are LGBT in cartoons? How many of them are there? And I kept thinking and going about it, and I know there may be a lot more within cartoons and media in general. Like, a lot of these people could be DL, not out yet, and who knows? Like, who really knows? The actors who play them could be LGBT. Who knows? Who knows? But I just strictly want to focus on the out LGBT people within cartoons. Okay, so I know people in the comments like, oh, well, like, you know, they could be LGBT, but they're just like, you know, not shoving people's faces. Yeah, no, like, I want to focus on the specifically clearly LGBT characters that, you know, are clearly LGBT, and I want to talk about that. The thing is, I'll get into like what I mean by like good representation of like Black people and LGBT people and Black LGBT people. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I just really wanted to like focus, because when I went ahead and like looked it up, Like there wasn't that many, like at all. And off the top of my head, like all I could remember was that black guy from Loud House, was it? I believe, yeah. I forget. The Howard and Harold McBride. Yeah, I totally remember the one of the black dads. Like he is definitely a gay guy who has a white, you know, husband, which we will get into. But like I wanted to just like look that up, and he was one of the first things I thought of when I thought about black LGBT characters. And there's also Steven Universe, clearly within Steven Universe. I never watched Steven Universe. I couldn't get into it. Like so I don't really know much of their names. Like some of these cartoons, like I didn't really watch. Like I knew them, but they weren't my cup of tea, so I didn't really watch them. But like I knew that like a lot of them were like viral or popular because of like, oh, this person's LGBT, and like, oh, that's cool. Or the show is good, but they're also LGBT. Like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, when I was doing research, like there is quite a bit of queer cartoon characters throughout the past like decade or so, I believe. But when you narrow it down, there isn't that many black queer characters. So that's where I really wanted to like focus today's video on. And it was even still hard for me because most of these shows I've never watched, but I've definitely heard of, which is so interesting. And maybe it's because I have a certain niche of like shows and cartoons that I like to watch, so that's probably it. But yeah, that's probably it. So when I was Googling, I'm gonna just list off a couple of some black, queer, and LGBT cartoon characters that you guys may or may not know of. So there is Aqualad and Young Justice. I've heard of the show, but I have not watched it, so there's that. And he is a queer character who dates whoever he wants. So I believe he's pansexual, I believe. And he leads a team of superheroes. So there's that. Tell me if you guys know more about that. You can leave in the comments down below. There's this show called Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts. And I've never heard of this show before. And it's an animation. Apparently, it has a pretty good rating. It has an 8.3 out of 10 rating off of IMDb, which is pretty good. And a really good Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm pretty sure you guys have watched it before. I feel like I've seen it. Like when I see pictures of the people, I'm like, I feel like I've seen before, but I've never watched it. And apparently it got canceled when I was doing research, but I don't know if you guys have watched it before, but I definitely have not. So apparently there is a gay couple in there, and I'm super happy. I think they're also an interracial couple, I'm not sure. But there is Vincent and Troy. They're the gay couple. Vincent is black, clearly. You'll see him on screen. And his boyfriend is Troy, which I think is Asian, or he's mixed. He's some type of mixed Asian. And I thought their relationship is so cute, but yeah, it's just so adorable. But for people who don't know about this show, it is about a girl named Kipo, and she gets a crash course in survival when a mutant attack sends her to the surface, far from the safety of her underground home. That's just a synopsis. There's this movie that I saw with my mom recently, and it's called Strange World. I'm not sure if you guys watched it. It's not a TV show, but it is cartoon, technically. And watched this movie with my mom, and there's this character named Ethan in the show, and he's mixed, but still black, visibly, you can see. And he's gay, and he has a boyfriend or a crush, I should say. And they're so cute, first of all. It's just so adorable. And also put some respect on this movie because Ethan is the first openly gay animated character in Disney. So, period, bitch, period. She almost forgot. So there also is a black LGBT, I think a black non-binary character, I believe. non-binary gay character in Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, the new adaptation. So I totally forgot about that. Like, yes, yes, I totally. How could I forget him? He is a king, and we love and we stand him. Period. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of more that I'm missing out on, and I'm not mentioning animes. So if there's any black animes, then you guys can go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Different conversation. When I was naming all those characters, you guys probably can understand why I'm on a rant or why I'm kind of upset about representation. So if you guys hear a noise, I turned my fan on because my brother sprayed some cologne and it smells disgusting. So yeah, anyways. Basically, here are some of the questions that I look for when deciphering if there's good representation for Black LGBT characters or just LGBT characters in general. So no, and these are just a some, not all. There's a lot of factors that go into this, but these are just some questions that I could come up with. So first is, do they exist outside their own race? Is their darker skin color representation? How are they designed physically? As far as stereotypes of how they portray Black people, you know the drill. Interracial love or mixed people taking over is how I call it. Like there's just a whole bunch of mixed or light-skinned characters who are just the Black equivalent in the show because they're the only people who are clearly not white. But I'll get more into that later. And then there's killed off or heavily mistreated. And then comedic relief or stereotypes. And then intersectionality. So those are just some of the big things that I just first thought of when I was thinking about Black LGBT characters and just Black characters in general. You guys notice something similar with all the characters I named? Like, it's interesting. Whenever they make a Black character, whether they're LGBT or not, I find it interesting that they always ship us and put us with a non-Black partner. Like, notice that? I mean, like from Loud House, Harold and Howard. He's married to a white guy. Kipo and the Wonder Beast. Benson is dating a non-white but still not Black person. Love their relationship, but just, from what I read and saw, but not Black. And even in the recent upcoming movie for Holly and The Little Mermaid, still not Black. Even though I'm glad that they chose to do that because the guy playing Prince Eric looks just like him and he's so fine. But anyway, nonetheless. And then even in Winx Club, you think about Winx Club with Aisha, they killed off Naboo to put her with Next, which Next is, I don't know what he is. He's not Black, so I know that for sure. You guys notice that there's a trend with all of them. Very much so a trend, especially when the Black person is darker skinned and clearly unambiguous in the show or movie. Do you guys ever notice that there's always a non-Black partner? And I have no problem with that. I love interracial relationships. I am definitely attracted to all different kinds of people. But I think it's very interesting that that's what they choose to show when it comes to Black representation and Black love on the screen. It's just interesting. Very, very interesting that that's how they want to die on that hill. Like, there's not really one show where I can really name where there's two Black people and just in love, and it's positive, it's genuine, not toxic. Like, it isn't that many. And then when you put cartoons in that mix, it's just like non-existent. Like non-existent. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to know on that. Like, you guys think that's so interesting? And then why is it that also whenever we get queer representation, it's always like if they're gay, then that's their whole personality and character role. Like, they have no backstory, there's no character development, they have no purpose just for being just gay and the comedic relief or whatever, or just mistreated. Like that like, do you guys ever notice that? Like, if they're black, it's the same treatment. So when you're black and you're gay, it's like double trouble. But like, it's just interesting. Like, it's almost like they don't know how to write black LGBT characters, black characters, LGBT characters separately. It's like they don't know how to write characters in general. More or less put black LGBT characters into cartoons. Because whenever I watch shows, there are a substantial amount of black cartoon characters now, and a lot of them still aren't good representation for black people. And there's a lot of LGBT characters in cartoons, but there still isn't a lot of good representation for that. And so when you put black and LGBT together, it's like they don't know what they're doing, like completely. So it's interesting. But yeah, it's like I don't understand why is it like that. Like, I just don't get why they can't just hire people who are a part of these communities to give it insight. Appreciate them trying, but like, I want more at this point. It's 2023. We should be trying to do better, not go backwards. Like, come on now. So I think I want more from them. When I think of LGBT characters, black LGBT characters are not the ones that come up as far as like the good representation. And it's sad because there isn't really that many in cartoons. But now that LGBT people have become more popularized in the media, it's like they've become more on screen and it's nice to see, but like everyone's just trying to figure out where we fit into all of this. So I feel like a good way of how they did it, like, I'm gonna just name a couple shows that I personally like. I like Miraculous Ladybug. His name was Mark. Yeah, Mark from Miraculous Ladybug. He is like, clearly I think he's supposed to be confirmed LGBT character, but like I feel like that they played a good job at doing that when I watched the show for that. There's this show called The Hollow. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is, but it's one of my favorite TV shows. And I'm so pissed it got canceled, but I wanted to be like this to be a special mentions. Like The Hollow, the guy from The Hollow, there's this gay boy in The Hollow, and how they handled that I think was pretty good, in my opinion. And like they don't just like put it out there and let that be his only redeeming trait or whatever. It's like he has more to him, and I think that's amazing. Like, honestly, like I think the show did really good how they incorporated him into the show. But yeah, The Hollow did a great job. There's this movie that I watched, Gwendolyn Wild. I watched that recently too, last year during Halloween, and Key and Peele usually do very good when they introduce black and LGBT. They're good. Like Raul, the trans boy in the movie, I think was perfectly, like, all the little like undertones and just like not necessarily in your face, like it's just normal.
Why do those poodles keep bothering me?
They want you to be like them.
Wow. You were a poodle too.
I tried to be, but
You're not nearly as annoying.
Like I love when they normalize just like asking pronouns, or just like saying that this is what they look like, or just showing pictures of what they look like before, but then they look completely different now, and just like people don't really care. Like I like when it's not like completely like forced. And I hate saying that because like I don't want to sound like a fucking right-wing person, but like I want us to be able to just like be in shows to like be characters. And when I say things like when it's forced, I want us to be able to like be characters. I want us to be fantasy characters. I want us to be horror characters, serial killers, fun like billionaires, fairies, mermaids. I want us to be able, and when I say that I mean Black and LGBT people. Like I want us to be able to like, and everybody else too, but like mainly because I'm Black and LGBT, so like I want us to be able to play any character and just live and exist as the character, and let them be just LGBT. Like, and I feel like that's the best way to go about introducing LGBT people, is just let them exist as the character that they're supposed to be, who just happens to be LGBT. And I feel like that's the best way to go about it. And I love it, like the same thing with Black characters. Like, let them exist as the character who just happens to be Black. Now, before y'all take this out of context, there's nothing wrong with a character existing for racial or cultural purposes, if that's intended. But what I'm saying is there should always be more than to a character, because I'm more than just Black and LGBT. Okay? That's it. Like in Fate the Wings Saga, Aisha had barely any backstory, barely any character development during season 1, and it wasn't that great. Like, it just wasn't giving what it's supposed to be giving. And I felt so bad because she was just like a character that was just a shell. Like, she didn't really have any substance inside of her. Like, it was very sad. Like, it was a very sad, because I was expecting so much more from her character, especially her being the fucking only Black person, the Black woman in the show. Like, she had no backstory. She really didn't have that much of like a character development. Like, she didn't exist outside of helping her friends. Like, I didn't like that. And that's typically the role that minorities play in movies and TV shows and media. Is just supportive roles, comedic relief, mistreatment. Like, it's just ugh. It's a lot. But I think you guys understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about in this. And yeah, like there's so many good roles of just minorities in general, and just like LGBT people and Black people, and just there's so many good cartoon characters out there that play the role very well, in my opinion, or at least decent. But like, I just want more variety. At the end of the fucking day, when I say this, I just want more variety when it comes to Black LGBT people. Like, I'm tired of seeing the same Black gay man who's feminine and just, clearly gay, and that's his only personality trait. Like, give us something more, Like, show more Black trans people. I want to see more of that. Show us more Black lesbians. We want non-binary people too. Like, we want more of just like even asexual people. Like, I want to see more of that. Like, give us more of variety within the LGBTQIA plus community, within Black people, because let's keep it real here. A lot of LGBT culture is Black culture. Let's keep it real. So it really shouldn't be that different. But yeah, that's just kind of what I want to talk about. But I just wanted to like end this note on just, this is how I feel as like a Black LGBT person who loves cartoons. And this is off an article named Nerdist.com. So this is how I feel. Like, as a queer adult, I also feel empowered to be myself when I see so many types of LGBTQ plus characters navigating nuanced storylines, relationships, and challenges. Even my own childhood shows are resurfacing and unearthing queer and trans narratives. Youth questioning their gender identity need to see characters like Desiree and Too Loud do the same. It may mean everything to them to have that one storyline on screen. That is important. This not only shapes the perception of LGBTQ plus people in the eyes of viewers who identify within those groups, it does the same thing with heterosexual viewers. A necessary exposure, considering we are still in a world where LGBTQ plus youth with 120% more likely to experience homelessness than heterosexual youth. At least 1% in this group between the ages of 13 and 24 attempt, every 45 seconds in the US, and 86.3% of them experience just discrimination simply just for existing. And cartoons are a part of media that normalizes queer and trans experiences and allows for non-LGBTQ plus folks to see the diversity and beauty of people within this vast spectrum. It can play an early role in mitigating biases towards these communities and create another generation of proud LGBTQ plus kids and supportive allies. Positive representation is powerful, and that's what I like to hear. I just want the newer generation to see versions of themselves, and that includes Black LGBT people, to love themselves, and that's what I want. That's just what I want at the end of the fucking day. So I wanted to just end on that note and just read this. If you guys want to look at the article, I'll leave it in the description box down below so that way you can see for yourself and read the article. It's where I got a lot of my information from, and I'm not sure how old it is. It was made in 2021, but it's so true. It's very much so how I feel. Like, at the end of the fucking day, your kids are going to be whatever they are. If they're gay, they're gay. If they're trans, they're trans. If they're bi, they're bi. No matter amount of whatever you do to them is going to make them be that. Now, it very well be a phase for some people, but that's not the majority. And I think people need to understand that. And if it is, then deal with it accordingly as they get older. No one is saying go out and force them to go have sex. No one is saying force them to transition medically and things. You do what you need to do for your children, and you do what you need to do for you. That works best for you. That doesn't harm you in any way at a young age. But none of this harms children at a young age. So I feel like this is so important. But I just wanted to end on that, and I'm gonna go now. So I'll see you guys in my next video. If you guys have any other recommendations or like other characters that are Black and LGBT in the comments down below, let me know. I know there's probably some I missed, but like I just really wanted to just rant and talk about how they really need to do better and give us more roles that are substantial. Like, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see more of this melanin, because why wouldn't you want to do that? And if you want to support my channel, my Patreon link is in the description box down below. And yeah, always remember to survive, thrive, and shine bright like a diamond. Bye bye.